They wronged you, betrayed you, stabbed you in the back when you trusted them most. And now you're lying awake replaying it in your head, imagining what you should have said, planning your revenge. Stop. Because everything you're about to do next will either make you powerful or pathetic. And the people who hurt you, they're banking on you choosing pathetic. Here's what most people won't tell you. Revenge isn't what you think it is. The smartest way to win against those who hurt you doesn't involve confrontation, arguments, or making them pay. It involves something far more devastating: silence, strategy, and becoming so undeniably better that your existence becomes their punishment. If you want to discover how ancient Stoic wisdom can turn your pain into power and your enemies into spectators of your success, you need to subscribe to this channel right now. Because what you're about to learn will change everything about how you handle betrayal, disrespect, and those who tried to break you. Let's dive in. The illusion of revenge. You think revenge is confrontation. It's not. You think it's making them feel what you felt. Wrong again. Real revenge is watching them realize they lost access to you. And that loss, it eats at them while you sleep peacefully. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Not similar, not equal, unlike, completely different. While they're stuck in the mud of their own toxicity, you're ascending." Here's the brutal truth nobody wants to hear. When you argue with someone who wronged you, you're giving them exactly what they want: attention, emotional reaction, proof that they still matter to you. You're handing them power on a silver platter. The Stoics understood something profound. Engaging with people who hurt you keeps you trapped in their world. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It means you've graduated to a level where their presence is irrelevant. Think about it. What hurts more? Someone yelling at you, proving you got under their skin, or someone looking right through you like you're invisible? The latter. Always the latter. Because it confirms their worst fear. They don't matter anymore. The power of strategic silence. Silence is not passive. It's the most active choice you can make. When you choose silence, you're choosing control. You're refusing to participate in the drama they're directing. Epictetus taught that we can't control what happens to us, only how we respond. When someone hurts you, they've already made their move. The only power you have is your response. And your most powerful response? Nothing. Let me be clear. This isn't about being a doormat. This is about recognizing that some people aren't worth your words, your energy, or your mental real estate. They've disqualified themselves from your attention. Here's what happens when you go silent on someone who wronged you. They panic. They expected a fight. They prepared for your anger. They wanted your reaction. When they get nothing, their minds spiral. Why aren't they responding? What are they thinking? Did I not matter at all? Your silence creates questions in their mind that they'll never get answers to. That uncertainty? That's your revenge working 24/7 without you lifting a finger. The weak respond to everything. The strong are selective with their energy. And the truly powerful? They make people earn the privilege of their attention. Those who hurt you? They've lost that privilege forever. Becoming the person they wish they hadn't lost. Here's where it gets interesting. Silence is just step one. The real devastation comes when you transform, when you use that pain as fuel to become better, stronger, more successful. Seneca wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." That person who hurt you? They're the friction. They're the trial. and you're about to become the gem. While they're stuck explaining themselves, defending their actions, and justifying their behavior to anyone who will listen, you're in the gym. You're building your business. You're reading, learning, growing, improving. 6 months from now, they'll see your progress on social media. They'll see you thriving. They'll see you surrounded by better people, achieving bigger goals, living a bigger life. And it'll hit them. They fumbled someone real. This is psychological warfare at its finest. You're not attacking them. You're simply becoming so much better that the comparison destroys them internally. Your success becomes a mirror, showing them what they could have had access to. The person who betrayed you, disrespected you, or hurt you will watch from the sidelines as you win, and they'll know they played a part in your origin story as the villain you needed to overcome. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because we're going deeper into these strategies every single week. The Stoic truth about indifference. True indifference is your ultimate weapon. Not fake indifference where you're still checking their social media. Not performed indifference where you're loudly showing everyone how unbothered you are. Real indifference, where they genuinely cease to occupy space in your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The person who hurt you is an outside event, a closed chapter, history. When you reach genuine indifference, something magical happens. You stop seeing them as the villain in your story. They become nothing, a footnote, a lesson, a stepping stone to where you are now. This is what terrifies toxic people: being forgotten, being irrelevant. They'd rather you hate them than not think about them at all. Hate keeps the connection alive. Indifference kills it completely. Here's a real-life scenario. Imagine you're at a social gathering and the person who betrayed you walks in. The old you would have felt anxiety, anger, maybe even left. The new you? You don't even feel a spike in heart rate. They're just another person in the room. No emotion, no reaction, just indifference. That's when you know you've won. Not when you've gotten revenge, but when revenge doesn't even cross your mind because they're not important enough to revenge. Let your absence be their lesson. Your absence will teach them what your presence never could. When you were there, available, caring, they took it for granted. Now that you're gone, they're learning the value of what they lost. Don't break the silence to teach them a lesson verbally. Your absence is the lesson. Every day you don't reach out. Every message you don't respond to. Every moment you choose yourself over engaging with their toxicity. The Stoics believed in living according to nature and reason. It's natural to remove yourself from harmful situations. It's reasonable to protect your peace. There's nothing weak about walking away from people who hurt you. Some people will only respect you when they can't have you anymore. Some people will only appreciate your value when they're forced to replace you and realize nobody else compares. Let them learn through loss. Think about this. Every second you spend trying to make them understand what they did wrong is a second you're not spending building your empire. They already know what they did. They don't need you to explain it. They need to feel the consequences. Your absence is the consequence. Your silence is the sentence. Your growth is the verdict. Case closed. The discipline of non-reaction. This is where most people fail. They understand the concept of silence but can't maintain it. They last a week, maybe a month, then they break. They send that text, make that call, post that subliminal message. Stoicism isn't a philosophy for the weak-willed. It's a practice of discipline, mental fortitude, emotional mastery. And mastering your emotions means you don't react just because you feel something. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." You feel anger. That's natural. You feel the urge to confront them. That's human. But you don't act on it. That's Stoic. Every time you want to break silence, ask yourself, what do I actually gain from this? 9 times out of 10, the answer is nothing. You gain nothing but temporary emotional release that leads to long-term regret. The discipline is in the pause. The power is in the restraint. Anyone can react. Children react. Animals react. But it takes a developed, disciplined mind to choose non-reaction strategically. Train yourself like a Stoic warrior. Every urge to respond is a test. Every moment you want to engage is an opportunity to prove you're in control of yourself. Pass enough tests, and the urges stop coming. The discipline becomes automatic, building a fortress of focus. While they're worried about what you're doing, you need to be completely absorbed in building something they can't touch. Your career, your body, your mind, your future. The Stoics talked about controlling your attention. What you focus on grows. If you focus on the person who hurt you, that pain grows. If you focus on your development, your power grows. Here's the strategy. Create a life so full of purpose, goals, and meaningful action that there's simply no room for thoughts of people who wronged you. Not because you're avoiding the pain, but because you're too busy winning. When you're focused on your mission, betrayal becomes a distraction you can't afford. When you're committed to excellence, drama becomes background noise that doesn't reach your level. Imagine you're building a fortress. Every workout is a brick. Every book is a brick. Every business decision is a brick. Every healthy relationship is a brick. You're building this fortress of excellence around yourself, and the people who hurt you? They're outside the walls, irrelevant to the construction. They can't hurt you anymore because they can't reach you. Not physically, but mentally and emotionally. You've elevated yourself to a place where their actions, words, and existence don't penetrate your peace. Subscribe to this channel for more strategies on building unshakable mental strength. The final truth about winning. Here's what nobody tells you about winning against those who hurt you. The victory isn't in their suffering. It's in your liberation. It's not about them losing. It's about you winning so completely that whether they lose or not becomes irrelevant to your happiness. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "The best revenge is to not be like that. Not to hurt them back. Not to become toxic in return. Not to sink to their level. But to be so fundamentally different that you're playing an entirely different game. They're playing checkers, trying to hurt people and feel powerful. You're playing chess, strategically moving pieces toward long-term victory. Different games, different levels, different outcomes. The person who hurt you wanted to break you. They wanted you to become bitter, angry, vengeful, stuck. Every day you choose peace, growth, and progress, you're proving they failed. Their attack didn't work. You're still standing. Actually, you're not just standing, you're thriving. That's the ultimate defeat for someone who tried to harm you. Realizing their attempt to break you actually made you stronger. Their betrayal became your transformation. Their exit became your upgrade. Win by living well. Win by becoming better. Win by choosing yourself so completely that they become a forgotten detail in your success story. The Stoic closing. You don't need to say a word to them. You don't need closure from them. You don't need an apology or acknowledgement. You need to understand that you already have everything you need within yourself to move forward. Stoicism teaches us that we're complete on our own. External validation, external revenge, external anything is unnecessary when you're internally fortified. The smartest way to win? Silence. Strategy. Self-improvement. Let your life become so good that anyone who left it feels the sting of missing out. Let your peace be so unshakable that their chaos can't touch it. Let your focus be so strong that their existence becomes a thought you don't even have anymore. This is how you win without saying a word. This is how you become untouchable. This is how you turn pain into power. If this resonated with you, subscribe to this channel right now. Every week we're dropping mental weapons that will make you unbreakable. We're building an army of people who refuse to be broken by life's betrayals. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. Because this journey isn't about one video. It's about consistently choosing yourself, consistently growing, consistently becoming the version of you that no one can hurt. The person who wronged you? They're already forgotten. They just don't know it yet. But you do. And that knowledge is your freedom. Now go. Build your fortress. Live your victory. And let your silence be deafening.